Hey guys, thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Westman Atelier products. I am a huge fan of the brand and I have been for quite some time. Several months back I actually did a full brand review. I tested out the products for a while before I sat down and filmed my brand review for you guys. So if you have not watched that video, make sure you check it out. We are going to be using a lot of those same products today, but I'm not going to go into depth about any of them because I kind of already did that. So I will have that video linked down below if you guys do want to check that out. But what makes today special is that I do have a new product from Westman Atelier that we're going to be using today. Technically, it's not just one new product, but I do have a new set that includes 3 products, 2 of which are new. So today we're going to be using this in conjunction with everything else I've had from the brand. This is called the Lay Box and it is the holiday edition. So like I mentioned, there are 3 items in here. 2 of them are new to the line. The third one I actually already have one of, so I already know how I feel about that. But the highlighter and blush sticks are new shades, so those are going to be a first impression during today's video. Now if you guys are new to my channel, hello and welcome. I am Suzana and I love talking about makeup, luxury makeup mostly. So if you guys are into that bouginess, make sure you subscribe to my channel and you follow me on Instagram. So now that we have all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and start with the demo on how I created this look using Westman Atelier products, including her holiday edition Lay Box. I went ahead already and primed my face. I used the Sisley Blur Expert powder as a primer, which is the only way that I use that. It's this guy right here. Now on to foundation. So for my foundation, I'm going to use the Westman Atelier Stick Foundation. I use the shade 6 and this is just how it looks there. So I apply it directly onto my face. Let me grab my mirror and just start kind of swiping all over. Of course, depending on how much coverage we want, it's going to depend on how much I apply. So for right now, we'll look like this. And then I'm going to use a brush today. This is the number 7 from It Cosmetics. It's called the Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. And this one's nice because I feel like it really spreads the foundation nicely, very evenly, but in such a thin layer. So I think a lot of the times cream foundations, whether they're in stick formula or not, can look a little bit heavy because the formula a lot of the times is a little bit thicker. But I don't find that to be the case with this foundation at all. Again, though, it does depend on how much we're applying at once. Okay, now there are areas that I want a little bit more coverage, so that's where I'm going to go back in to add some more. And where I need the most coverage, I like to more kind of stamp it in, like press it into the skin rather than go in and blend or like do like the swiping motion. I just feel like it gives me the coverage that I'm looking for in those areas. I don't do that all over the face. I typically don't need a lot of coverage everywhere, but I definitely do have some significantly larger areas that do need some more attention. So that's usually kind of what I do. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'll just, you know, continue kind of spreading in that stippling motion. I think this foundation is just so beautiful. I do feel like it's a little bit too dark for me, so I might just go ahead and pick up the lighter shade. So before I go in with concealer, I do want to contour. I really love this contour stick from Westman Atelier. It's in the shade Biscuits. Unfortunately, they only have one shade in this, which they should come out with more. I mean, they really should. But this one's really nice. It does work very well for me, so this is what I will be using. Just like the foundation, very nice, creamy. It's got some really nice pigment. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apply where I would typically contour. It's got like a gray undertone, which is perfect for contouring. Should have clipped my hair back. And then the nose. So I'm actually going to use the same brush, but I'm going to use the smaller end. This is for like your concealer, to blend out the contour here on the nose first. my gosh, my whiteheads right now are so bad. Ooh, what do you guys do to clear out your whiteheads? So I have like this little tool that I like to use when I get out of the shower, and it's actually really good at extracting the whiteheads, but it can be a little bit painful sometimes, and I don't do good with pain. And then the strips, I used that once. I must have not wet them enough. Well, first of all, I know we're not supposed to use that. Who knows? I probably should not be using the little tool that I use to extract my whiteheads anyway, but I don't know what else to use. So anyway, I did do one of the strips before, and I guess I didn't wet it enough. I don't know what I did wrong, but it got so dry and it stuck so much to my nose. I mean, literal tears came out of my eyes as I was trying to remove it because it was so painful. So I'm a little traumatized by that. I actually ended up giving my pack to my husband because I was like, I am not using this ever again. So yeah. But right now I'm in dire need of something for this nose. Whew. I doubt you guys can see that. I really hope you guys cannot because it's not cute. Look at how nicely this blends. Oh, I love this. I really enjoy cream contour or even like bronzer products. I think there's so many good ones. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer. This is the Clé de Peau Butte Concealer in the shade Ochre. And with my finger, I'm gonna go ahead and just apply some of this under my eyes. Now to set, I'm going to use my Chantecaille Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Really love this guy. Right now this is not available, but Chantecaille is re-releasing this powder. The packaging I'm sure is going to be different, but they are making this a permanent product to their line. So that is exciting because this powder is so good. And I know so many people have tried to get their hands on it. Every time that they've released it, it just keeps selling out, and with good reason because it's a really nice powder. So I'm just going to set my under eyes and then just around like my T-zone area. Now going back with my Westman Atelier products, I have this powder bronzer here. This is such a beautiful bronzer. I don't like what ended up happening to this as far as the actual powder in the compact. I've shown this so many times on my channel. It looks like these little balls kind of formed in the pan, but it performs really nicely. My skin doesn't react to it. So I'm still using it, but I really wish that didn't happen. This is quite pigmented, so I'm gonna be careful with this. It also does have quite a bit of kick up, so I always tap off the excess and then I apply it. And then instant warmness to the face. Okay, now on to the new stuff. So I did pick up the new Westman Atelier Lay box. This is the holiday edition, and this is how the box arrives. Really beautiful. Love this. I actually bought something similar to this when I first introduced myself to the brand. She has another one, I believe it's called the GP box, because it was curated with Gwyneth Paltrow and the products that Gwyneth Paltrow likes from Westman Atelier and what Westman Atelier uses a lot on Gwyneth Paltrow. In case you guys do not know, Westman Atelier is a celebrity makeup artist. She's done a lot of editorial work, so she does know what she's doing in the makeup world. So I really enjoyed that box. That was kind of my introduction to the brand, as I mentioned. I also first bought that foundation, and that's just kind of how I started getting to familiarize myself with Westman Atelier, her products, and just kind of her goal in general when it comes to her brand. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I definitely want to try that out, because I have been a fan of a lot of what I've tried from the brand. So of course, when she releases something new, I get very curious about it and I want to try it out myself. So I'm assuming this is limited edition. It does say it is the holiday set. And let me read to you guys real quickly the description of this. It says here, Gucci Westman. I do apologize, I did say Westman Atelier earlier when I was talking about Gucci. Gucci's her actual name, last name is Westman. So it says, Gucci Westman introduces a curated collection of bestsellers and new limited edition shades for the holiday. This trio of clean luxury essentials merges skin amplifying rose and rich nude tones with golden peach highlights that breathe warmth and life into the complexion. Sweep them all over cheeks, lips, or eyes for instant luminosity. Let's take off this ribbon so I can show you how it looks inside. Dun, 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 dun. And this is what we have. The holiday edition includes the super loaded tinted highlight in Pure Rosé, the baby cheeks blush in a new shade Mimi, and lit up highlighter stick in a new shade Nectar. So the super loaded tinted highlighter in the shade Pure Rosé, which is this one right here, it's already an existing product to the brand. So this is the newest one actually that she released as far as these super loaded tinted highlighters. I also reviewed this when I did my brand review. Since I already own this one, I'm not going to touch it. I mean, I did kind of just open it right now. I'll probably just kind of add that to a gift or something for somebody because I don't need it and they are really beautiful. So I would like for somebody else to be able to use that. Now behind the box, you get a cute little envelope. It's got her little Westman Atelier logo stamp. The logo is a heart. Inside pouches for your products. So this pouch here is for the highlighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it in here and just put this away. We will be using the one that I've had. We're still gonna use it. I'm still gonna show it to you guys, no worries. And then we also have these other pouches for these stick products. So let's see, we have, okay, this is the highlighter stick. Now Westman Atelier already has one other highlight stick. That one is clear. It's got a little bit of iridescence. It's actually this one right here. It's called Lit. So that's the one that's been existing in the Westman Atelier line. This is a new shade. Let me go ahead and swatch this highlighter next to the original one. So I'm surprised. I actually thought that was going to have a little bit more pigment there and it does not. It's quite sheer. You do see a little bit of that kind of peachy shade in there, like that Nectar shade, but it's very difficult to detect. Okay, so there's that. By the way, in case you guys don't know, this is something I just love in packaging, period. I don't care if it's stick products like this, if it's an eyeshadow palette, lipsticks. I love when the top is magnetic. And I love the sound of that. Now the new shade for the stick blush is Mimi. These blushes are called Baby Cheeks Blush Sticks. So let's do a swatch of this one. Oh, this is a beautiful shade. Wow. Okay, I really love that. Since we're here already, I might as well swatch the super loaded tinted highlighter. This is the one that I've had in my collection. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this right next to the blush. And then also, I guess for reference, I'll go ahead and swatch the highlighter stick as well, so we can see exactly how everything looks side by side. Okay, so we have the blush in the shade Mimi. We've got the super loaded highlighter in the shade Pure Rosé, and then the highlighting stick in the shade Nectar. Now on the Westman Atelier website, there is like an order of how to apply these products. So I'm going to try to follow that. I will read off her kind of description and instructions on how to do that. So we're going to start off with the blush. That's how she's instructing us to do so. It says to start with Baby Cheeks in Mimi. The shade Mimi is described as a rich, creamy caramel nude. So apply these on the cheekbones as contouring blush or swirl onto apples for a sexy flush. And then it also goes on to say, I press it onto the lips and even smooth on eyelids too. I'm not one that likes to kind of do that. So we're just going to use this as blush. But I'm not going for a sexy flush today. I want to see how this looks, just applying it on the cheekbones as a contouring blush. So I'm going to go directly onto the cheekbones. And I'm going to go ahead and start blending this. You know, I never apply my highlight, or I'm sorry, my blush this high, but I feel like it actually suits me really well up there. I think I might have done it semi-recently, maybe doing like a nailed it. And I said I liked it, but then I guess I totally forgot about this application technique, but that looks nice there. I really like this blush shade. It's a really nice wearable. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some more. I feel like I need a little bit more. I like me some blush. I'm not gonna apply this on my eyelids because I'm gonna try something else for the lids. I'm actually gonna try a few products, but I will go ahead. Right now I just have on some lip balm on my lips, but I'll pick some up with my finger and then just apply it on the lips to see how it looks. Okay, that's not bad, right? What do you guys think? I think it looks nice. Okay, so on to the next product. It is the Super Loaded Tinted Highlighter. So this guy here in Peau de Rosé. It says, sweep onto cheekbones and blend into your blush for a seamless fusion of color. You can also dab it on the cupid's bow and inner corner of the eyes to open them up. I like to pat lid up on top of makeup anywhere I want to add luminosity across the cheeks, down the bridge of the nose, and lips. But lit up is the other product, so I don't know why that was included here. Okay, so I guess we're kind of just layering at this point. And I do have this brush from Westman Atelier. I think this was designed for these super loaded tinted highlighters, so that's what we're gonna use today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dig this in here. I personally don't care too much for this brush, but it's not horrible. Okay, I hope I picked up enough. It doesn't seem like I have that much there. Okay, so the side without it, just some blush there. And then over here with it. Yeah, you definitely are able to see a difference. I really enjoy the luminosity that these highlighters give. By the way, these guys are very weighty. I mean, you just feel how luxurious they are. The sticks have a nice weight to them as well, but nothing like these round compacts. Just keep feeling like I want more. So there we go. That's how I want my cheeks to look. And yeah, that combo is really pretty. Okay. Loving it. All right, so now for the highlighter stick in the shade, that's not the one, in the shade Nectar. These are called the Lit Up Highlight Sticks. It says, to dial up the overall gleam factor, use Lit Up on bare lids for the sheerest peachy golden eye, and finish with I Love You mascara. I do not have the Westman Atelier mascara. I really want it. The packaging is stunning for that mascara. I mean, it looks so fancy and I really want to try it, but I really don't need it. And I've been doing a pretty good job at keeping myself from going out and purchasing it, but you know, one day it will be mine. So that I don't have, but we are going to play with this on the lids. I'm also going to apply some of it on the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow as well. Maybe a little bit on the cheekbones. I don't know. We kind of don't need more glow there, but I mean, for the sake of today's video and to show off this product a little bit more, we can. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this with my finger. There are two ways in which I want to use this today. So just go ahead. Oh, I had to apply some concealer on my eyes. I hate when I do that because then it creases and it looks disgusting. So I'm sorry, guys. So just apply this on the lids. Now, because of the formula of this, I do suspect it's going to crease, but I'm just trying to follow what she's instructing us to do here. See, like, can you guys pick up like the peachy tone? I don't feel like I see that. I do wish it was a little bit more pigmented, but I don't see it. Now, I didn't apply like a lot of concealer where I disguised the darkness that I do have on my eyes. So it could be because of that, but even when I swatched it behind my hands, it's still, I mean, it didn't really give off much of that peachy color it supposedly has. I mean, I guess you can see it. You just really have to try to see it. Can you? Do you guys detect any peachiness on the lids? I don't so much, but all is good. I didn't want this for the eyes. I wanted it for my face. So for me, that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this right at the top of my cheekbones. Just with a clean finger, I'm going to just kind of go around the edges here. That looks pretty. Like, that looks like a very healthy cheek. That's really nice. I want to go ahead and just remove the highlighter that we applied on the lids there. Let me apply some eye primer. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Eye Primer. Okay, I almost poked out my eye there. I don't know why I was trying to do that without a mirror. During my last live video that I did, where we talk about our monthly favorites, I mentioned that I am not a fan of the Westman Atelier iPads, which are these guys here. She came out with 2 sets of these. I got the darker of the 2 sets. This one is Les Nudes. I just didn't think that these were anything super special. So I did say during that live that I was going to give them another chance, which is what we're going to do today. But also because several weeks ago, I do follow Westman Atelier through Instagram, and she used these pods on her eyes, and then she went in with her lit up highlight stick in the shade Lit. This is the original, and she applied it over these, and it looked pretty cool. Like, I actually liked the finished product so much, and I've been wanting to try that out, but I just have not gotten around to it. So today I am going to use it with the new highlight stick and see how it works with that. So each set comes with 3 single iPods. They are magnetized. Really love the packaging of this for the most part. I think I'm first going to go into the black shade. This one's called Noir, and I'm using my MAC 283 brush. It is a synthetic brush, and then I'm going to pretty much kind of line my lash line with this. And as you can see, these are not ridiculously pigmented. I know this is her goal. Again, she's into very kind of natural looking makeup, so I'm not bashing her for this at all. It's just, I don't know, just something I haven't really cared too much about. So I'm adding it into the crease as well, kind of try to shape it out a little. So now I'm going to use Vin Rouge, same brush, because why not? And I will apply this all over the lid. Again, it's just going to be like a wash of color. My crease is looking a little bit patchy, so going back into this Vin Rouge shade and using a fluffy synthetic blending brush, I'm going to try to see if I can blend this out. Okay, that actually worked. Like, even just like that little movement made such a difference. I do want to line the bottom lash line. I think I'm just going to go back into the black shade Noir and run it against my lashes. Okay, and then with a pencil brush, we're going to Champagne. And this will, of course, go into the inner corner. And then hit up that brow bone as well. And then finally going in with the lit up highlighter. Again, this is Nectar. And with my finger, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick it up with 2 fingers so I can go straight into the eyes. I'm just gonna apply this on the actual lid. I think this is what she did. I should have searched for that video of hers to see exactly how she did it. Kind of makes it a little bit extra, kind of like sultry, I think. I love a glossy eyelid. Unfortunately, they're not as wearable as I wish they were, just because of how much they crease. But for me, a lot of the times, really depending of course on what I'm doing that day, I don't mind. I just have to be mindful that I have to go in and kind of do a little bit of dabbing with my finger just to take care of those creases. It's not high maintenance, but it is some maintenance. So if you ever use anything glossy on the lids, just know throughout the day you're gonna have to just go in and pat so that it can look more seamless. I do like how that looks though. So far the eye makeup I think is nice. I still stand by my original thoughts, opinions on the iPads. For me, it's just not something special enough that I think anybody needs to run out to go get. but I think I'm in the minority with that. So definitely an unpopular opinion, and that's okay. I'm just here to share mine. Okay, now I'm gonna put on loads and loads of mascara. This is my Chantecaille Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. And I'll apply quite a bit of this on the top and bottom lashes. I totally forgot to curl my lashes before this. Now to finish off, we're gonna use the Lip Suede from Westman Atelier. This is in the shade Le Rouge. I believe this is the only one that she has available. So you do get like 4 different tones of red within this little palette. This is really pretty, but it's just not something I reach for all that often. So it's one of the reasons why I was like, no, we're doing a full face of Westman Atelier today, because although I do enjoy all of these products, I mean, besides the iPads, I don't use them regularly. But again, it is because I do have a substantial amount of makeup, so it's hard for me to kind of rotate everything. So this is, I think, one way of doing that. So for today, I think I want to go in with red shade here. This shade is so much brighter than I remember it being. It is so pretty. I will say though, I feel like I need a little bit more blush, so I'm gonna go back in with Mimi here and apply some more. Hopefully I don't end up looking like a clown. Just, you know, back here. I just feel like because the lip is so bright, it just kind of washed out the rest of my face. All right, I'm all done. I love how this look turned out. Again, I'm just a huge fan of Westman Atelier, so I know I was going to like these new products. I obviously loved what I already had, with the exception of that one thing. But overall, if you guys have not tried the brand yet, or some of these products, you guys saw them all in action today. The set is beautiful. It is beautiful as a gift for somebody or as a gift for yourself. All right, guys, that is it as far as today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my final look as well. If you did, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel a lot. And while you're there, if you have not yet, do not forget to subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.